So welcome back to Web Crack and Black Sabbath Part 2. So the end of the last Black Sabbath video was the beginning of February, when we brought her back to Northern Ireland, and quite a bit has happened since then. We're now the 2nd of August 2024. Parked the car up for the first few months, only really getting out again the beginning of May. First big task was to give it a proper clean out. It was really stinking in here. Everything was sticky and horrible. So used a good cleaner on the dash, etc. Wet vac the carpets and got stuck into the seats. Got the wet vac on the roof and it helped a good bit. Still a real bad smoke smell, so used one of those scent bombs. Mint one did the trick. The outside got a good going over too. The hardest part being the roof, it was so mossy. And the dent on the side doesn't look as bad now once cleaned. There was a lot of glue around it from where I think they tried to pull out the dent. So with some tar and glue remover, managed to get a lot of that off. And it's not great, but it's not as bad as it was. However, one of them, some muppet who owned this car at some point, glued in the side repeater or indicator, and there's glue drips down, and I just can't get them off. It's really annoying me. So what are we at today? Thought I'd take the car for a good shakedown, because the reason for purchasing this car was my good friend Alan and I. Alan, you saw in the last video. We're doing the 2-ball rally original route, and we set off in 12 days, driving at least 2,616 miles through 15 different countries. The 2-ball itself is 9. 2-ball rally, original route 2024, apparently the 10-year anniversary of it. So we're starting off Northern Ireland, driving through England, taking a detour into Wales, because why not? Back into England and having a stop down near London. Then on the 15th, we're joining over 40 other crazy teams in the north of France. Then driving through, I can't remember the order, but something like France, Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, into Italy, doing the Stelvio Pass, cannot wait for that. Then from Italy into Monaco, the rally finishes in Nice. Ben Allen and I are going home via Andorra into Spain and getting the ferry from Bilbao into Rosslare in the south of Ireland and travelling up. So yeah, something like minimum 2,616 miles, 15 different countries. In a £650, 18-year-old, once already written off, shitbox Saab, with the guts of 150,000 miles on. What's his luck? So today, yeah, is a shakedown of the Saab. I wanted to give it a good journey. Think about the camera setup. Think about what's going to make it most comfortable for us. And give it a few miles. See how she'll perform. And whether I think she might actually finish it. Why, I don't know, because we've got no other options. We're taking this car no matter what. Yes. It's Northern Ireland. Summer or not, you'll get all 4 seasons in one day. I really wanted to show off this stunning coastline. This really is one of the best drives in the world, in my opinion. And it's not only my opinion. You know, Clarkson's been up here. Vicky Butler Henderson, Harry Metcalf loved it. Watch his video from last year. I was so tempted to start today with the roof down. My gut told me not to. I'm glad I listened to my gut. Had a lovely day once I got the car on the road again in May. I think it was late May before I went to the mechanic. Still wasn't great to drive. It was a lovely day. We got the top down and drove around Island McGee. Throw some photos up. I just had a smile on my face the whole day. It was awesome. Can't wait for Europe. Turning left here, we take up the Glenarm Forest Park. Absolutely beautiful. Great waterfalls at it. Definitely worth a visit. not doing that today. Though you're not on the coast, this is one of the best parts of this drive. It's nice and twisty. Even in the wet. Somebody's got a good set of tires. I'm not a fool. You can enjoy it. In the Castle, which a few weeks ago hosted the Red Bull cliff diving. I think that was the same weekend as the Rash Man. Castle here, you can get a ferry over to the beautiful Rathlin Island. Not much on the island, a hotel, a pub, 3 lighthouses. If you're into puffins, come May, June time, it's a good spot up at the bird sanctuary. We're now in Ballantoy. It's passing Fullerton Arms, lovely wee pub, and I believe they have rooms on Airbnb. If you can't get in there, Sheepview Island Hostel is dead on. Ballantoy has a harbour famous for being the Iron Isles on Game of Thrones. We're quite close here to the Giant's Causeway. Somewhere I'm not going into today, but if I have photos or footage from previous visits, I'll include it here. Coming into Bushmills now. Bushmills, of course, famous for its distillery. Great whiskey. Unfortunately, none for me today. So I thought it's a good way to shake down this car, give it a good run out, make sure she's ready for the 2-ball. And I thought, let's do every county in Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland has 6 counties: Antrim, Armagh, Down, Fermanagh, Londonderry and Tyrone. Driving into Coleraine took us from County Antrim into County Londonderry.
My issue now is I know County Antrim pretty well. I know the others quite a bit less.
I continued driving to Limavady and then decided to take a little detour.
Approaching McGilligan Point. It's a bit of a military range down here. Some training centre, I think. And this building on the right is a prison. I don't think it's maximum security or anything like that.
Down at McGilligan Point, home of this impressive Martello Tower. Martello Tower's named after a fort, Martello Point, in Corsica. Successfully withstood bombardment from the Royal Navy in 1794. British were so impressed with the strength of the tower that they copied its design. Over 200 of these towers built. Places like Orkney, West Indies, Canada, South Africa, even in Sydney Harbour, Australia. Building of this tower began in 1812. It was to control the narrow mouth of Loch Foyle against the threat from Napoleon. Across the water we can see County Donegal in the Republic of Ireland. You can catch a ferry from here in McGilligan Point to Greencastle. Having Driven back into Limavady and filled up the car, I went in search for County Tyrone and may have found some of my new favourite roads through the Spurns.
So lucky to live on this island sometimes. God, it's got its problems. But it's also got this. This car takes a while to get warmed up, but my God, when it gets warmed up. Faster cars. There are better handling cars. But for the money we spent, including getting it seen by the mechanic and serviced and a few parts, miles per smiles, smiles per miles, we did okay. Ideally, well, until my daughter passes her driving test anyway, is Fiat Panda 100 horsepower. It would eat these roads up. Such a fun wee car. What this is doing right, like. Look. I think we might have done all right, Alan. Touch of fake wood. Do you do that in country roads where you are? Cities, towns, you don't do it. You don't wave at strangers. In the country, you give people a wee, wee thumbs up. We lift the fingers off the steering wheel, a wee nod. I like it. Yikes. This countryside, man. Can't get over it. The roads are clear. You don't get the Antrim Coast like this. Not unless you get up very early in the morning. So the absolutely beautiful road into the Spurns, or around the Spurns, between Limavady, down through Plum Bridge, took us into County Tyrone. So we're now 3 counties in. Three more to do. County Tyrone is home to the Ulster American Folk Park. Somewhere I haven't been since I was a kid, and somewhere I really should get back to. So in June I took the car into a mechanic, someone Al knows, and we got the service done. Needed the universal joint in the steering replaced. Doogie the mechanic said that was particularly dangerous, and was surprised we managed to get it home in that state. And I have to say, there was so much play in the steering when we did pick her up. But now, she's so good. She steers really well, really precise. No play whatsoever. The near side headlight needed replaced. We were getting a warning. Well, we were getting warning about lots of lights. Doogie sorted them all out. That one needed replaced. The unit needed replaced. It wasn't leveling correctly. Recently, the same warning light has been happening again. So I'll get that looked at a stage. While she was with Doogie, I thought at best, because there's no history with the car, to get the timing belt and water pump done. If they were to go while we were in Europe, it would have been game over. And I I just wasn't willing to take that risk. Yes, there's a certain amount of, will this car get through it? And part of that's fun, living on the edge, but without a water pump and timing belt. We were a little too close to that edge for my liking, without even leaving Northern Ireland. The last thing to get done was a little bit of welding to an exhaust bracket. Once that was all done, I got an MOT appointment. I had one pre-booked for October, and as soon as the MOT, or as soon as the work was done, I got a cancellation. So the way MOTs work in Northern Ireland, it's not like the rest of the UK, where you can just rock up to an MOT garage and here you have to take it to a MOT facility, run by the government basically, and all they do is MOTs. They don't fix cars. You just rock up, they put it through the MOT, and you get a sheet of paper at the end with it passing, failing, and with advisories. We got her through. She passed, not one advisory. I was really, really pleased. So yeah, in Northern Ireland there's no chance of a sneaky underhand payment and getting a clean sheet. Coming into Irvinstown now, that tells me 4 down, 2 to go. We're in Fermanagh. Fermanagh's a beautiful county. They're all beautiful counties, but Fermanagh, it's kind of like our Lake District. Spent a long weekend down here last year. Scenery blew me away. It's definitely somewhere I want to spend more time. So since I got the car back and the work was done, there's just been a few other things I've done. New number plate surrounds and number plates. Got new mats. Funky little air freshener.
We also replaced the gear knob and gear gator. And I've heard a scandalous rumour that we've also fitted underglow.
So I know it's not as hardcore as running a marathon. I had a mate recently do a 24-hour cycle on a Brompton folding bike. Madman. People abseil, down buildings, do other crazy stuff. Physical, demanding stuff. But I wanted to do a wee bit of something, so both Al and I are raising money for different charities. I've chosen the Music Venue Trust.
As our theme for the car suggests, I am a huge music fan. It is in no small way an integral part of my identity, and I know I'm not the only one music helps through both the good and the bad times life throws at us. Live shows in particular do wonders for my mental health. That feeling of community for me can't be replicated outside of religion, and that's something I'm sadly lacking. The issue is new and upcoming bands need venues to play to hone their craft and give us the music we crave. Our small grassroots venues are at an ever increasing risk of closure. In 2023, the UK lost 125 such spaces. This simply can't be allowed to escalate further, and that's where my chosen charity comes in. The Music Venue Trust is a UK registered charity which acts to protect, secure and improve the UK grassroots music venues for the benefit of those venues, the communities and the upcoming artists. All our costs of our trip have been met by Alan and myself. All monies raised will be going to our chosen charities. There is a link on my YouTube channel and I'll put a QR code on the screen you can scan with your phone, and that will take you to a landing site should you wish to donate to either of our charities. Thank you.
Al's raising money for the Mid-Antrim Animal Sanctuary.
The Mid-Antrim Animal Sanctuary has been in existence since 1996 and concentrate their work on animal rehoming, education and relieving the distress and suffering of unwanted animals. They are proud to operate a no-kill policy. Alan and his wife Karen have personally worked with this shelter and adopted very ill cats with complex needs, giving them a much better life.
Currently have either a very dusty road or I'm blowing a lot of smoke out the back. And I'm hoping it's the diesel additive cleaning a lot of crap out. It's making me nervous. There's no warning lights on the dash telling me there's an engine problem or anything else, so right. Moisture here. Is my radiator not loving life? Surely I'd get a warning for overheating. Plenty of coolant. Maybe I'm overthinking that. Signpost might say Moy, but everybody calls it the Moy. Why? I don't know. It's one of those local colloquialisms. These orange and white flags tell me we're in County Armagh. The Armagh Gaelic football team won the big Sam Cup, so they're the best in Ireland at the Gaelic football. Big up Armagh. If you can see the twin spires of the cathedral there. It's one of two cathedrals in Armagh, Cathedral City. Armagh is known as the Orchard County. Historically had lots of orchards around the countryside. We are now in Armagh City. Spent a lot of time here as a kid. Dad comes from here. Spent many weekends down here visiting grandparents. Very Georgian. Yes, it's nearly 9 o'clock at night. I realize I look like a poser, but it had to be done. It's good to feel the wind and all that hair. Worth a visit. Okay, as far as I'm aware, we're still in County Armagh, coming into Points Pass. I think once we cross the train tracks and get up the road, I believe we're in County Down. It's us, folks. I've had all 4 seasons, all 6 counties, and I've had great crack in this whip. Roll on the 2 ball.